Hey guys, how's it going? Today we're going to be talking about barrel lapping, and this is a redo video. I made a video about this a couple months ago, but I got some of the information wrong. Hunter Seeker 5 corrected me, so I just want to be making sort of a redo video to get the correct information out to you guys, because that's what the aim of this channel is. So barrel lapping is a little bit different than barrel polishing. What barrel lapping is meant to do is it's meant to take off all the sort of inconsistencies and high points that are on the inside finish of the barrel. And now some of you are saying, oh, but I thought the inside of the barrel is supposed to be smooth. You know, if I look down the barrel, it looks pretty smooth to me. And then this is actually a Prometheus barrel. It's a 300mm Prometheus barrel, and if you take a look on the inside here, and I'm hoping that this focuses correctly, I really hope that you guys can see what I'm trying to point out here. The internal finish of this barrel is not the smoothest. There's some little divots and bumps on the inside of the barrel, and this is a Prometheus barrel, and I like the Prometheus barrels a lot. It's probably between that and the PDI barrels, probably my top two choices for inner barrels if you're going, say, on the high end, a level of the nice stainless steel inner barrels. But so this is a good barrel with good internal consistency. However, you still, even on the high end, you're still going to see a little bit of that sort of bumps and divots on the inside. So what the barrel lapping kit is meant to do is take off those little bumps so that when the BB is rolling along the top side of the barrel, it's hitting less of those inconsistencies, and you're supposed to get a much better, or a much more accurate, I should say, shot out of the BB. So the kit itself should be coming, well, it depends on where you're going to be buying the kit from, but basically what the kit should come with is this, and it depends on the level of kit that you're buying as well, but it should come with one of these acrylic drive rods right here, a little aligner piece right here, this little plastic aligner piece, and these lapping rods right here. Now, I've already super glued it on the end of this little rod, but that's what you have to do. You take the end of this and you super glue it to the end of the plastic acrylic rod, and then from there, this is going to be an example of if you have the Crocs I think this is a form of protectant. It gives it a little bit finer of a finish, but it also helps protect the barrel against corrosion. So what you're going to do with this Crocs formula stuff here is you're just going to shake it up and then spray it onto the barrel lap, and the barrel lap should get pretty green, and I'm not going to do it fully because I already have a pre-done one over here, but it's supposed to, at the end of the day, look like this, and this is a pre-embedded lap. This is with all the Crocs solution already on it. You can see it's totally coated in Crocs. It should look as dark as this. In the previous video I don't think I shook the bottle up enough, and I didn't spray enough of it on it. And then from there, you're supposed to let it dry onto the lap. Now from that point on, you take the actual lap and the rod, and you oil the lap to act as a lubricant once this has been dried, and then you run it along the inside of the barrel, and it should polish it up. So what I do have already glued in and set up, I believe this is set up correctly, is some of the lapping compounds. Now, the two that he sent me, the pre-embedded laps, are the 1.5 micron, which is this orange colored paste right there, and then the 10 micron, which is this green colored paste right here. Now, the higher the number, the coarser the grits. So I'm going to start off with the 10 micron right here, and there are a bunch of steps in between, but these are the only ones that I think he sent me, but it'll suffice for this sort of explanation video. So let me find where I put the little aligner piece right here, and then what we're going to do is just going to spray a little bit of silicone oil on this, and then put the end of the rod on here, make sure that this slides in like so, and then we're going to jam this into the barrel like so. And then once that's fixed on, and what this is supposed to do is keep it lined right here. Not supposed to be really twisting. It's supposed to, the way that the laps are designed, I believe, is they're supposed to be able to, you see how they're sort of like spaced out like that? They're supposed to collapse in and form somewhat perfectly to the inside of inside of the barrel, so you should just be running it straight up and down like this. And then we're going to run it all the way down to the bottom. And this is a little way that I've decided is the most efficient, is if you get it right up to where you see it right here, but you don't want to run it all the way through because then it'll poke out of the other end. And then in a somewhat hilarious motion, we're going to just run it back and forth like so through the whole length of the barrel. And this is a prime example of why the revised rod that he has sent me is a little bit better. So instead of this acrylic rod, which you notice is giving a little bit of bend and pull to it like this as you're trying to pull it down with it, and as you can see, if it gets to all the way to the end of the barrel and it sort of pokes out like that, I just take it out and I redo the process again, because it's a little bit of a pain in the ass to try and pull it back without you accidentally scraping up the end of that lap. But if you notice how that acrylic rod is flexing right there, he did send me some brass rods right here. So if you're able to find these, I'm not sure exactly where he found them, but I'm not sure if he's including these with new versions of his kit. But this rod right here is a lot more rigid. It's not hard enough to scratch the inside of the stainless steel barrels, I believe, but it's a lot more rigid. Unfortunately, this one isn't long enough to get through this barrel, so I'm just going to be using the acrylic rod for right now. Then I'm actually going to check in with you after I've done all the lapping on this. Okay, I just finished a little bit more lapping with that. I was just lapping away at it for about a couple minutes. And let me see if I can clean this out first of all, because there's a little bit of lapping compound stuck on the insides of it. Like so. But this is the best way I can show it to you right here. And if you notice, those striations right there are getting a lot more directional, like it's just straightforward right there. And so what that's doing is it's slowly taking off all those little micro bumps and making it a little bit straighter and making that polish just a little bit more linear. And so that's just with this first 10 micron lap, which is pretty coarse. You notice all this sort of black stuff right there. That's the amount of like metal that's being taken off on the edges right here. It's not dirt. This was cleaned before making the video. This black stuff right there is totally normal for the process, because it's obviously you're sort of lapping off that top layer of stuff right there. So now that I've done the 10 micron lap, let's go and move on to the slightly more or actually a lot smaller 1.5 micron lapping compound, and I will show you another video of that when this is done. Okay, and this is the last lap with the Croc solution. The first lap that I had, when I was inserting it, it snapped, so I cured I set another one with the solution. I let it cure just to show you guys, because I want to get this video done so that you guys can watch it. But then basically we're going to just cram this lap in now, and I hope that this one goes in without breaking, because first one snapped when I was inserting it. So then we're going to take it in and just run it back and forth like so, and then back out. And so then you'll do this a couple times until the barrel is properly finished, and then you've lapped your barrel. So hopefully that will give you a little bit better clarification on how to use the HSA 5 lap kit. Sorry that this video is sort of sporadic and cut up, but I couldn't figure out another way to smoothly do it without having too much dead time in between. If you guys have any questions or any corrections, just let me know in the comments below, and I will talk to you guys later.